Hello, we have more Shakesyear coming to you live from my fire escape here in Brooklyn because it's gorgeous outside. Actually, it's really stinking hot, but I love it when it's stinking hot outside. So anyway, we are still working on Henry V, and we get to hear from King Henry today. We are still in Act 1, Scene 2, which, if you'll remember, the beginning of the scene, he was like, do I have a claim to the throne in France? And then the Archbishop of Canterbury, who really wants the king to fight a war in France because then the church will get money, is like, yes, you absolutely have a claim to the throne in France. And there was some back and forth of like, I don't want to do this unless I have an actual claim because I don't want lots of innocent people to be killed. And yesterday we heard the Archbishop saying, you know what, just take your forces and divide them into four and send a fourth of them off to France to fight that fight, whereas the other three-quarters can stay here to protect England against the Scots, who have a tendency to invade France as soon as we go off to war somewhere. So King Henry very wisely says, call in the messengers sent from the Dauphin. Now are we well resolved, and by our God's help, and yours, the noble sinews of our power, France being ours, we'll bend it to our awe, or break it all to pieces. Or there we'll sit, ruling in large and ample empery, or France in all her almost kingly dukedoms, or lay these bones in an unworthy urn, tombless, with no remembrance over them. Either our history shall with full mouth speak freely of our acts, or else our grave, like Turkish mute, shall have a tongueless mouth, not worshipped with a waxen epitaph. And then the messenger comes in. Now are we well prepared to know the pleasure of our fair cousin Dauphin, for we hear your greeting is from him, not from the king. So yeah, the King Henry is now resolved to go fight in France because he thinks that he has an actual claim to it. So he calls in the messenger who has come from the Dauphin, who is not the king. The Dauphin is actually the king's son, I believe. And now this messenger from the king's son has come in, and tomorrow we get to hear what he has to say, and then the day after we get to hear how the king responds, which is a great monologue. It's a lovely piece. So yeah, even if you don't tune in tomorrow, which you should, I look forward to seeing you all on Wednesday for a really fun piece from King Henry here in King Henry V on Shakesyear from the balcony. And no, those are kids playing, not being murdered back there. Just so you know. I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah.